So when I was playing Overrun, a lot of people seem to be confused about the fact that each class in Overrun has a different number of hit points. And they're complaining about soldiers not being headshot with one shot and grenadiers not being jibbed by point-blank shotguns. So I wanted to put together a video which measures each class's individual hit points and the number of Lancer bullets required to kill them. So let's go ahead and start with the COG. So first up we have an engineer as our first victim. And you can see it goes down pretty quick. 1.6 seconds, 16 bullets to kill. And just so you can make sure that wasn't a fluke, we'll run through it again. Again, 1.6 seconds, 16 bullets to kill, and that's basically the baseline health. So the soldier is considerably tougher. You'll see he goes a little bit further here. 2 seconds to kill, 20 bullets. And here's it again. This one I shot a couple bullets over his shoulder, so time's a little longer. It comes at 2.2 seconds and 23 bullets. Okay, I've got some bad news for you scout lovers. The scout is by far the most fragile human class. You'll see 1.2 seconds, 13 bullets to kill. And then when we go ahead and do the rerun, it's even faster. 1.1 seconds, 12 bullets, and I think that's his actual health, just 12 bullets and he's dead. And the medic is Baird's health, as you'll see here. She's got the standard 1.6 seconds, 16 bullet life. And you'll see it's pretty consistent. Whenever I do this rerun here, it's exactly the same number of bullets and time. Okay, now let's move on to the Tier 1 Locust units. Of course, your Ticker is the most fragile unit in the game. A face-full of bullets kills him in 0.5 seconds. It's only 5 bullets. And then now the rerun shows exactly the same thing. 0.5 seconds, 5 bullets to kill. Very fragile, but of course he's so fast. Now the Wretch sort of surprised me. I was expecting to be a little more weak, but he has the baseline health. It takes him 1.6 seconds and 16 bullets. So, it's annoying whenever you have a Wretch swiping at you. They're just as durable as you are. So, it's interesting to note. Now your Grenadier, he's basically the counterpart of the soldier on the Locust side. Pretty durable. Actually a touch more durable. Now he only goes down with the 2.1 seconds and 22 bullets. So, he can pretty much take a full Nasher from an engineer and not die if it's a one shot. And so later on I'll do another video covering the damage that each of the other weapons does. So the Ticanus, he sort of surprised me. I thought he'd be weaker than this, but he's actually a tiny bit tougher than the engineer and the medic. It takes him 1.8 seconds and 19 bullets to kill. And so just so you see it's not a fluke, here he is again. You see actually I missed a couple bullets, so he took a little bit longer this time. And so moving on to the Locust Tier 2 units. Start off with the Rager. And in his unraged form, he is a standard engineer kind of durability. But of course we know that the Rager rages out, so let's take a look at him in his raged out form. Yeah, he's a complete bullet sponge. Takes one whole clip and then you gotta put a couple more bullets in it to finish him off. So there you go, 8.2 seconds, 67 bullets. Of course you can't get any faster because even with the active reload. And the Centipede, another bullet sponge. You can't get a Centipede in a single clip. You gotta pause the reload halfway through. So he pretty much takes 10 seconds and then 84 bullets to get the kill on him. Now for the Mauler, of course he's a huge bullet sponge. But it doesn't matter what angle you shoot the Mauler from. I tested it from a couple angles at the same time. Yeah, you gotta reload, but you can get him in 2 full clips if all the bullets hit him in the back. So 11.6 seconds and 100 total bullets to take him all out. And now the Corpser, he's actually the most durable Locust from the back. He's an unbelievable bullet sponge. as you watch, he just soaks up bullet after bullet. You have to reload 3 times to get a corpser from the bag. And we're still shooting. Don't worry, we have more shooting to do. And there he goes, finally dead. 17 seconds, 141 bullets in. One thing that's important to remember with a corpser is that while most weapons don't have a damage bonus for hitting him in the head with the Lancer, the corpser does. So you'll see he dies considerably faster when you shoot him in the face, even with his legs blocking some of the bullets. So there you go. Go for those headshots. And I'm sure they'll be telling when I do the Marksa video how fast you can get a corpser with a Marksa. And so I'll leave you guys with one just hilarious blooper which happened. Best grenade stick ever. See you later, guys.